Social forces have been one of the important factors influencing the development of sociology. Now, we also see that in addition to the social forces, we see the intellectual forces which have become or had become a stimulus for the development of sociology at that time. And in the intellectual forces, today we'll talk about enlightenment. So, intellectual forces shape sociological theory, and in that, enlightenment as one of the forces that influence the development of sociological theory has very important role to play. So, enlightenment emerged, let's say, in the European intellectual movement of 17th and 18th centuries. So people were becoming aware of the power of reason and empirical research. So reason is more like logic, so logical explanation of the situation, then also complemented or supplemented with, let's say, the study of society or human behavior or other phenomenon by using empirical approach, whereby the focus or emphasis was on sensory experiences. So there was a belief that people could comprehend and control the universe by reason and by logic. And that reason and logic both were part of the empiricism. And by using empirical research, the scientific by using this scientific approach, which was based on logic and empiricism, the intellectuals were thinking that they can understand the society, they can find out the reasons for the happenings in the society, thereby they can control the phenomenon. So the philosophers were, let's say, inclined to reject the role of beliefs, which was very important and prominent in the traditional society, whereby the values and institutions were playing an important role. Now, at this time, these people who were trying to, let's say, adopt the scientific kind of approach, they considered those beliefs as irrational for the explanation of the society. Explanation means finding out the causes or reasons for that. So the practical and change-oriented philosophers of the Enlightenment wanted to overcome these belief systems which were applicable at that time, and they considered them as irrational. Therefore, they wanted to overcome or get rid of this kind of irrational approach which was being traditionally followed as explanation of the happenings in the society. So what they tried to copy the natural sciences, and thereby by applying the same kind of method, they viewed the physical world as dominated by natural laws. And since physical world was dominated by the natural laws, there was I think, a good reasoning at that time that how come we cannot use the same natural laws for the understanding of the social behavior, social world, and therefore they thought that we can better understand if we follow that approach, which was usually considered as enlightenment at that time. So by applying that kind of approach, digging deep into the reasons of the realities of the society, they thought that we can make the world better, or we can better than the previous situation, or we can improve by making a rational kind of approach for the study of the whole thing. So that was, I think, the big contribution of this enlightenment, for the development of sociology. So what we see is that the emphasis was, or the outlook was, to find out the reasons for the statics and the dynamics of the society. So statics, okay, what makes the society stable, and what are the forces which can bring change in the society. So what are the dynamics and the stability foundations of the society? What forces can produce? So there was a logical connection of the reasoning and theorizing. Theorizing takes care of the logical explanations of the situation, and reasoning, then we try to apply the empirical kind of approach to that study of reality. So because of this, enlightenment became a stimulus for the development of sociology, and at that time the sociologists tried to apply this empirical kind of approach to the study of human behavior.